coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Can I get a big old M-I-Z?
Sweet, sweet victory. The Kansas City Chiefs celebrated their Super Bowl 57 victory today, and former Mizzou Tiger Nick Bolton showed his Tiger stripes during the rally.
Yes,
Pretty cool.
He did.
Thousands of Chiefs fans took to the streets of downtown Kansas City today to celebrate that Super Bowl victory. Good evening, everyone. I'm Taylor Freeman.
And I'm Evie Allen. Thanks so much for joining us today. KMU 8's Harrison Vapnick was in that crowd and joins us live right now outside of Union Station in Kansas City with a look at the Chiefs' victory parade.
Thanks, Evie. It was after their Super Bowl 57 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. It was time for Chiefs fans to congratulate their hometown team in person and bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Kansas City. Fans lined up right here at Union Station as early as 7 a.m. to try to catch a glimpse of the champs. As the day moved on, more and more fans came over to try to see the champions, with tens of thousands filling the streets by the time the Chiefs arrived. I talked with fans earlier on what the celebration is like for Kansas City as they welcome the second Lombardi Trophy in 4 years.
It gives the city a real thrill, and everybody kind of bands together, and people are pretty good sports, and it's a really family atmosphere out here, so we really enjoy it.
And just experience the Chiefs win again here in 2023. We're appreciating and not taking for granted the Patrick Mahomes era.
As the celebration continues, Chiefs fans can already look forward to next season, as Kansas City will try to become the first team in nearly 2 decades to repeat as Super Bowl champions. We'll have more coverage here from the parade aftermath here in Kansas City. Reporting live in Kansas City, Harrison Vapnick, KOMU 8 News.
All right, thanks, Harrison. We're going to go and hand it off to First Alert weathercaster Kesley Cabela's. And Kesley, I hear the First Alert weather team is tracking some winter weather for this evening into Thursday morning. What can we expect here in mid-Missouri?
Yeah, Taylor, so exactly like you said, First Alert weather team. I'll have more details in my First Alert forecast coming up.
All right, well, thanks, Kesley. 2 people who went through gender transition surgeries as minors shared their stories surrounded by Republican lawmakers today.
KMU 8's Shay Lawson tells us their personal stories and why they support legislation that would ban doctors from performing those types of procedures on anyone under 18. Shay?
Republican lawmakers held a news conference to highlight 3 bills they say are designed to protect transgender kids. 2 people also spoke about their personal experiences. Chloe Cole underwent gender transition procedures when she was 15. She says she's challenging the narrative that transitioning is safe and effective in children. She says doctors told her parents it was likely she would take her own life if they blocked her transition.
But this is not true. I was not suicidal until I was actually transitioning.
These bills are among around 30 dealing with LGBTQ issues. Democrat Representative Doug Mann says it's important to celebrate people who have transitioned and live their lives as their true, authentic selves.
I'm not here to discount the people that maybe had a negative experience with the process, but to my understanding and what the data shows is that the success stories greatly outweigh those negative experiences that people have.
A Senate committee was set to vote on the bills tomorrow, but the hearings were canceled. Reporting in the newsroom, Shay Lawson, KOMU 8 News.
All right, thanks, Shay. Also at the Capitol today, Black leaders and lawmakers and supporters held a protest against what they're calling racial insensitivities happening in Missouri's government. Last week, Representative Kevin Windham was cut off during his speech on the House floor. The leader of the Black Caucus organized a rally to stand up against state control and white suppression. One reverend who attended says the group will fight against the silencing of the Black community.
Unfortunately, predominantly white, male, public officials have been trying to silence the Black vote. But we're here today to say Black voters matter. Black voters matter. Black voters matter. Black voters matter.
KOMU tried to talk to the Speaker of the House and Majority Leader involved in ending debate last week and never received a response.
Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey filed an amicus brief with 17 other attorneys general. Now, supports an injunction against a U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs rule that would force taxpayers to fund abortions at VA facilities. In September of 2022, the VA enacted a new rule. Veterans and their beneficiaries can obtain taxpayer-funded abortions. According to the brief, the VA lacks authority to institute a change, and it violates federal laws which prohibit the VA from providing abortion on demand. In the brief, Bailey says, quote, "The people's elected representatives have spoken on the issue of abortion, and my office will use every tool at its disposal to defend Missouri's taxpayer dollars from funding abortion." Well, Michigan State students repainted a rock on campus to honor the victims of the mass shooting. Monday night, a man with no apparent ties to the university shot and killed 3 students and injured 5 others. Today, students painted the rock to say, "To those we lost, to those healing, Brian, Ariel, and Alexandria." Michigan State University is holding a vigil tonight. And Michigan State University students also came together today to call out lawmakers. They're calling for an end to deadly school shootings. The rally eventually turned into a sit-in protest as the students filed into the walkway of the Capitol building.
A judge sentenced the man responsible for the shooting at a Buffalo grocery store to life in prison today. 19-year-old Peyton Gendron pleaded guilty to 10 counts of murder for the mass shooting last May. During the hearing, a man forced his way to try and get to Gendron. Police were quick to step in and stop the man before he reached the defendant. Gendron says that he is sorry for his actions.
I know I can't take it back, but I wish I could. And I don't want anyone to be inspired by me and what I did.
The judge of this case says there is no more room for hate in this world.
There can be no mercy for you, no understanding, no second chances. The damage you have caused is too great, and the people you have hurt are too valuable to this community.
Life in prison without parole was the maximum sentence possible in state court. Gendron also faces 27 federal charges, which could result in the death penalty.
A new report could likely face pressure from the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates again. The U.S. Census Bureau says U.S. retail sales surged 3% in January. The increase could have been helped by the strong labor market and post-holiday discounts. Reining in inflation is why the Fed could raise interest rates again in effort to cool down demand. Well, still to come, details on an FAA hearing that could impact safety in the skies.
And find out what brought a high number of first responders to Jefferson City today.
And there was a large difference in temperatures today, ranging from the lower to middle 70s down south in Missouri to the upper 30s only in our northwestern state. And as we head throughout the rest of the evening and into the next couple of days, we're going to experience a cool down here in central Missouri as well. Now coming up, I'll tell you how cool you can expect us to get.
And you're taking a live look over the airport. This is KOMU 8 News at 5, coverage you can count on.
Here's what's happening right now. The Missouri Capitol's Legislative Library is closing indefinitely because of safety concerns with the dome ceiling. Contractors were investigating an overhead crack in January, and they found several structural issues to prompt an immediate evacuation. Administrators hope to reopen the library's main area as soon as possible.
A disturbing new report details how Russia is operating a network of camps holding thousands of Ukrainian children. The report says more than 6,000 Ukrainians from infant to 17 years old are in Russian custody. Researchers say these children were either relocated, re-educated, or adopted out. 43 holding sites have been identified as part of the network, and Russia's embassy dismissed the findings as, quote, absurd. Well, the acting FAA administrator testified before a Senate committee today about the safety of U.S. skies. This comes after a series of close calls on the runway nearly led to plane crashes and a technical meltdown that grounded all domestic departures for the first time since 9/11. The administrator says these events, quote, remind us that we cannot become complacent.
Coming up, learn how local first responders took part in a unique exercise.
And coming up a little bit later tonight, we're expecting a wintry mix, starting as rain, then transitioning shortly after into a wintry mix, then some snow. Coming up, I'll tell you the exact timing of this, as well as how much you can expect us to get.
Welcome back. MU Healthcare named its next chief executive officer today. Rick Ransom will step into the CEO role starting May 1st. Ransom previously served as president for University of Wisconsin Hospitals in Madison. He also spent nearly 2 decades in leadership roles in the healthcare industry. Ransom says he is excited to join the team and the growth of the healthcare system at MU.
Residents in northern Jefferson City might have noticed a high number of first responders in the area today. For the first time, Boone, Callaway, and Cole County Offices of Emergency Management conducted hazardous materials exercises. These hazmat trainings were to test county coordination in an emergency event. One Red Cross employee says she feels proud knowing her officials can work so well together.
There's a lot of different areas around the country that they can't. But we here in mid-Missouri, they're able to work together and do a great job.
Emergency response crews trained for 3 different hazardous material scenarios, including propane incidents, hazardous mixed cargo, and corrosive substances.
We're going to be in a storm mode index, a winter storm mode index through Thursday.
All right, thanks, Kesley. A new recall for Nissan vehicles. Find out why. That's next.
Right now, emotions high in the courtroom as a family member rushes the Buffalo mass shooter at his sentencing. Plus, NBC News investigates the insider blowing the whistle against a massive hospital corporation accused of putting profits over patient safety tonight.
Welcome back. Elon Musk is getting ready to step down as the CEO of Twitter. Musk broke the news to a world government summit. He says he's looking for the right person to, quote, stabilize the organization. Musk says after he resigns as CEO, he will still be in charge of the company's software and servers teams.
Nissan is recalling more than 400,000 older SUVs, vans, and pickups. The company says the logo on steering wheels can detach or break apart when the airbag inflates. Nissan says it's aware of 4 injuries allegedly linked to the issue. The company says owners should bring their vehicles in for inspection. A mild winter is affecting the production of maple syrup. The Maple Syrup Producers Association of Connecticut says fewer cold nights and more warm days have altered the natural sugar and sap production cycle. One producer says he usually collects about 60 gallons of syrup a year, but this year he'll be lucky to make 20.
The Lombardi is back in Missouri, and the Kansas City Chiefs showed it off today at the Victory Parade and Rally.
KMU8's Harrison Vapnik has been in Kansas City all day. And Harrison, how have fans feeling today celebrating the team's Super Bowl 57 victory?
Fans were lined up right here at Union Station this morning. Some even told me they got here as early as 7 a.m. to celebrate the Kansas City Chiefs as world champions. When the parade started, tens of thousands of people filled the streets here to try to get a glimpse of the champs. And Chiefs fans can already look forward to next season as Kansas City will try to become the first team to win 2 straight Super Bowls in nearly 2 decades. Reporting live in Kansas City, Harrison Vapnik, KMU8 News.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KMU8 News at 6. We'll have much more Chiefs Super Bowl coverage, how the win is bringing in new generations of fans tonight at 6.
Tomorrow is going to be a very chilly day, starting off the morning with those snow flurries. After tonight's snow showers are expected, especially north of I-70. Could be a slick morning commute. Probably want to leave a couple of extra minutes early. Temperatures tomorrow only hover around those middle 30s. Some warmer air is in store, though, as we head closer into the weekend after another chilly Friday. We do see more sunshine on Friday, but temperatures back into the 50s starting on Saturday. It's likely going to continue us throughout Monday of next week. Some more chance for precipitation start on Tuesday.
Okay, so Saturday, Sunday look a little sunny, nice.
I know, another good outdoor day.
Gotta get past those 230s.
Yes. Right, yeah, we can do it, we can do it. All right, everybody, well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again at 6 o'clock. Nightly News is next.